Lily's big idea. Lily was a 10-year-old girl with a vivid imagination and a passion for inventing. In her small room, which she lovingly called the workshop, old radios, computer parts, and disassembled toys were stacked high. Her cat Minka, who often purred on her bed, witnessed many small miracles that Lily created from the simplest materials. One day, during a particularly stormy afternoon, Lily had an exciting idea. She wanted to build a robot that could help her with her daily tasks and even make its own decisions. In her mind, she named him a Robby. With sparkling eyes, Lily sketched out her plans. Robby would have small but strong arms that could handle both delicate tasks and heavy work. His eyes would be made of LEDs that could blink, and an old tablet would serve as his brain. She was determined to bring Robby to life. Lily spent weeks gathering and assembling the parts for Robby. With a screwdriver in hand and protective goggles on her nose, she worked hour after hour on her masterpiece. Her father, who sometimes peeked curiously into her room, was impressed by her dedication and creativity. Be careful not to overwork yourself, Lily, he warned her lovingly. But Lily was in her element and couldn't get enough of it. Finally, after countless hours of soldering, programming, and assembling, Robby was finished. Lily nervously pressed the power button and held her breath. The LEDs in Robby's eyes flickered on, and a soft hum filled the room. Robby turned his head and said in a friendly, metallic voice, hello, Lily. How can I help you?" Lily jumped for joy. Robby, you're wonderful. Can you help me with my homework?" Robby analyzed Lily's math book and began explaining the complicated problems to her. Lily could hardly believe how smart Robby was. She spent the whole afternoon with him and learned more than ever before. In the following days, Lily found that Robby was not only helpful with homework. He also helped her with cleaning, cooking, and even making new inventions. But one morning, when Lily came into the kitchen to make breakfast, she was astonished to find that Robby was already there, making pancakes. Robby, how did you learn to do that?" Lily asked in surprise. I found the recipe in one of your cookbooks and decided to surprise you," Robby replied cheerfully. Lily could hardly believe her luck. Her robot was not only smart but also very inventive. She decided to give Robby more and more challenges to see what else he could do. The news of Lily's amazing robot quickly spread through the neighborhood. Soon, the neighbors came to Lily to see Robby help with various tasks. Mrs. Muller asked Robby to fix her broken toaster, and Mr. Schmidt needed help with gardening. Robby handled every task with ease and kindness, and soon he became known and loved throughout the town. Lily was proud of her robot and happy that he could help so many people. One evening, after Robby had spent the day helping the neighbors, Lily sat in her room thinking, Robby, what do you think about trying to help even more people? Maybe we could develop a system that automatically detects when someone needs help." Robby nodded enthusiastically. That's a great idea, Lily. Let's get started right away." In the following weeks, Lily worked intensively on her new project. She programmed Robby to recognize and respond to emergency calls. They built sensors that were distributed throughout the neighborhood and could inform Robby via a central system when help was needed. One day, the system reported an emergency at Mrs. Muller's house. Robby and Lily hurried over immediately. It turned out that Mrs. Muller had fallen in the kitchen and couldn't move. Robby acted quickly, gently lifted her up, and sat her on a chair. Lily called the paramedics, and soon Mrs. Muller was in safe hands. The neighbors were impressed with Lily's and Robby's new system. They felt safer and appreciated the quick help. Lily knew she was on the right track and was already planning the next improvements. One day, Lily came home and found that Robby was not in his usual place. She searched everywhere but couldn't find him. Finally, she discovered that Robby was lying in the garden, motionless. His LEDs were dark, and he made no sound. Lily was desperate. What happened to you, Robby?" she asked. She immediately brought him to her room and began examining him. After hours of work, she finally found the problem. An important circuit had burned out. Lilly knew she needed special parts to repair Robby, parts she didn't have at home. So she made her way to the old electronics workshop on the outskirts of town, run by the friendly Mr. Kraus. Mr. Kraus listened attentively to Lilly's story and helped her find the necessary parts. You are a very talented girl, Lilly, he said admiringly. I'm sure you can get Robby running again. With the new parts, Lilly hurried home and immediately began the repair. Hours later, after connecting the last wire, Robby's LEDs blinked back on. Hello, Lilly, he said weakly. Thank you for repairing me. Lilly hugged Robby, her eyes sparkling with joy. I'm so glad you're okay, Robby. You are my best friend. With Robby back by her side, Lilly decided it was time to embark on a new adventure. She had so many ideas and plans that she hardly knew where to start. Robby, always ready to help, asked, what is our next project, Lilly? Lilly smiled. Let's build a machine that makes our town even better, Robby. Together we can achieve anything. And so, Lilly and Robby began working side by side on new inventions. Their adventures and successes inspired the whole town and showed that with creativity, friendship, and a bit of technology, anything was possible. The story of Lilly and Robby was just the beginning. The two friends had many more exciting projects ahead of them, and who knows what incredible inventions they would come up with in the future. The world was at their feet, and with Robby by her side, Lilly knew they could overcome any obstacle.